Dear viewers, today Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, Department of Botany is organizing one teleconferences. That is topic name is Basic Concept, Classification, Conservation and Importance of Biodiversity. So this is a topic the Department of Botany is conducting the teleconferences. So here, we are going to all the details about of what is biodiversity. So what is the concept, what is the classifications. So here now this is it is my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished two experts who have joined this teleconferences to share this valuable knowledge on biodiversity.
The first, we honored have to Professor Vatsavaya Raju sir from Kakatiya University. He is a respected academician and researcher who has extensive experiences and environmental studies and biodiversity conservation. Through his teaching and research, he has guided many students and contributed significantly to creating awareness about the importance of protecting our natural ecosystems.
So, and one more subject expert is Dr. Sailu. He is a senior scientific officer working in the field of forest and biodiversity. He has been actively involved in the forest conservation, biodiversity, protection and environmental awareness programs. His practical experiences to protecting natural resources and wildlife will provide valuable insight for our students. So this is the two senior experts is came now in our university. Sir, please sir, what is the meaning of in biodiversity? How to protect the biodiversity? So and what is the threats of in biodiversity? Sir, please.
Thank you, Professor Ramakrishna garu. Good afternoon to the students of Botany, Dr. Ambedkar Open University. My dear students, I am very happy to be here for the opportunity and the interface I have. I try to present in the coming 20 minutes, introduce to you the very concept of biodiversity. What are the levels or the so-called classification, the value or significance of biodiversity and the need for conservation. So as Professor Ramakrishna mentioned, it will be shared by two of us. My focus will be on basic concepts.
Sir, please, after completing this lesson, so please you ask the questions, Telugu or English. That number is 4040-236-80456. It is 2 to 2:45. After 2:45, you can ask the any questions to biodiversity, Telugu medium or English medium.
Thank
Sir,
you,
please.
Dr. Ramakrishna garu. I begin with the concept of biodiversity. As I mentioned, in Telugu you can say that it is called జీవ వైవిధ్యం అంటారు. ఏ స్థాయిలో ఉంటుంది, ఇది ఒక భావన. దాని యొక్క ప్రాముఖ్యత ఏమిటి, దాని అవసరం ఏమిటి, దాన్ని మనం రక్షించుకోవాల్సిన పరిస్థితి ఎందుకు ఏర్పడింది, ఎందుకు రక్షించుకోవాలి. I will try to speak now and then in Telugu also, but basically I will be presenting to you in simple words as a teacher to the students, introducing the concept. As I told you, biodiversity is a concept. As a student myself, I was not knowing about the word biodiversity. In 1985, G. Rosen, an American biologist, while working on nature of biodiversity, introduced the word biodiversity. Since then, there is no looking back for its brevity. And this is a very important for today because it introduces the concept of functionality. As I told you, bhavana, concept means bhavana. It's not a definition, it's not a concrete word to define. It is an understanding. Just like you have coffee, tea or dinner. For example, you have a coffee or tea, you have ingredients, essential ingredients such as water, milk, caffeine, and you can have it in different proportions. Same just like a dinner and lunch, it is there, but food is different. So concept of biodiversity is because it is not uniform. The biodiversity is not the same everywhere on the globe because the planet Earth is not perfect. It is a slant. It is having latitudes and longitudes. Because of the influence of climate over years in the Earth's history, there is evolution of life and there was no looking back. It formed into different structures for different functions. So coming back to the word biodiversity, it has got gained in importance after Earth Summit, Rio Earth Summit, held in Rio, Brazil. Accordingly, it is overall diversity, all diversity in all forms, in all systems of all types of ecosystems. They may be aquatic, they are terrestrial, their intermediates are there. It includes, among other things, the cultural diversity also. So diversity includes human diversity also. So in a broad sense, it is the overall diversity of biological organisms. What is important is జీవరాశులు ఉండే వైవిధ్యం అన్నమాట.
Biodiversity means variety of living organisms in the earth. Yes sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir, yes.
It is a variety of life.
Yes sir. That is
on planet Earth.
Yes sir. That is a plant
inhabiting different climatic conditions.
Yes sir.
Locations, habitats. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then when I want to tell you about, when in simple words, what I wish to tell you is that in India, how we conceived biodiversity those days, as I told you, till 1995 or 1985, there was no concept. But there was some concept of uses of plants in nature by humans in India, for example. Ayurveda is the one book where you can find how early humans used these plants, how they conceived how to use the plants. So accordingly, humans thought that, not only Indians, everybody thought that fire is for them, water is for them, trees and shrubs and herbs are for them, everything is for them. They thought that they can make use of the domesticated, wild, everything for them. But what is important is that, yes, it is true that everything is for us, but not for their extermination. Just like Gandhi has said, it is for the needy people, not for the greedy people. So the understanding of biodiversity comes with how much, to what extent the resources are available. This is all nothing but biological resources. Biological resources are called living resources. So a wise man, human being, is very intelligent. He knows how to use resources because of his knowledge. He tried to use everything for betterment of his life, sustained life, happy life. It is because he is a dependent on nature. He is not independent of nature. He is part of the nature. In fact, he is a burden on the ecosystem. But still, as long as he is a wise man, today we are talking about this because we are wise people. We know our limitations. We know we can correct ourselves past and present for the future. So I wish to present as briefly, this is nothing but nature. Biodiversity is nothing but nature. The word nature was defined by humans in a dictionary, saying that where humans are present, that is not a natural environment. You see that how honest our human beings are. Homo sapiens defined the word nature in the dictionary, that where human beings are not there, it is natural. Why? Because humans pick out the useful things. They are always look at what are useful to them, what are not useful to them, what they can moderate, what they can domesticate, because they are dependent on nature. You cannot blame them also. That's why nature is different from culture. From nature, culture developed. Different world cultures have developed because of the resources, because which are not same. Different cultures, otherwise there would have been only single culture. So the resources decided the culture. That is what is important. So when you see human beings, there are again two types of people who protect the nature. Even the cultured people also, because there are two types. One are called rooted, the other are called routed. How to differentiate them? People who come for business or employment, they go to, just like you travel in a train, you discuss about train facilities and footpath or at a platform, then go away and forget about it. But people working there or in a village, they know the impact of removing resources, or exploitation of resources, environmental hazards, all those things, because once they affect natural resources like water and plants and food of animals, whatever resources we are eating for food, medicine, they feel impact. They are more concerned. That's why of these two kinds, people who are native people, they think more about, they protect. Among the humans, people like Carl Linnaeus, at that time everyone was biologist. It's not like a botanist and geologist or microbiologist, because they looked at nature, everything same for them. For honey is important, fish is important, and some other grains are important for him. Everything is ఏదైనా కూడా కవి గారు చెప్తారు కదా, కవిత్వానికి ఏది అనర్హం కాదని. Same thing here also, anything we can eat. People are eating everything.
So biodiversity provides everything is.
Yes.
ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా మనకు జీవ వైవిధ్యం నుంచి వస్తూనే ఉంటుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఆఫ్ మెడిసిన్ కానివ్వండి, క్లీన్ ఎయిర్ కానివ్వండి, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ కమింగ్ ఇన్ ద బయోడైవర్సిటీ.
Yes, because biodiversity means just not only diversity, they are all living organisms.
Okay.
In the biological process as bioproducts.
Okay.
They deal with that. These are actually called ecosystem services. We go to that like next level when we discuss about value and importance of biodiversity. When you look at, as I told you, tea, water is there, milk is there, what is that? And unless you mix them in proportions, you don't get coffee of your taste, same thing. So nature, what is important is the lineage people like that, those days they thought they called everything a systema naturae. Vegetabilists, all plants are called vegetabilists. Then there is what is special about biodiversity is that I must tell you, as I told you, it's the concept. Biodiversity has past, present and future. You can also discuss biodiversity or classify them as microbial biodiversity, microbiodiversity or macrobiodiversity. You can also classify conveniently as plant diversity, animal diversity, microbial diversity. You can also classify biodiversity as domesticated diversity. It's very important. What your cattle for milk or fish and aquaculture or for meat or for plowing your land. So you have domesticated all animals, birds, fish, several things are there. That diversity is important for humans because though they are not how they evolved, humans have moderated them, modified them, genetically modified them for higher yields, better living and such disease free existence, several things for productivity, for bioproductivity. Humans for using their resources and knowledge, continuously doing research for their food, for their safety of food, everything they were doing it over time. But now we are more dependent on domesticated diversity rather than native diversity. But we cannot neglect native biodiversity because they are the original molecules which provide you for future medicines or for breeding your crops. Once you exhaust your genes, then you cannot improve anything. Just like humans, there is only one species. You cannot improve humans. After extinction of one species, Homo sapiens have come. All earlier species of Homo sapiens, humans have disappeared. So there is no possibility if something is went wrong with our genes, all human beings will disappear. They become just extinct like dinosaurs. So that's why we should be very careful in manipulating human genes. We may deal with other organisms, but anyway, there are problems with modified genes or GMO organisms. That is about domesticated diversity. So in nutshell, I must tell you, biodiversity is not simple how you look at it. Just like you have different gods, different religions, different languages. So you have different aspects of biodiversity which you can deal with. And I just try to explain to you how the biodiversity came to existence, evolved. We have of all the solar sun's family, the 8th planet, the earth is there. The earth is in the solar system is living planet, or plant planet. We have plant and people. That's why we always should not separate plants and people. Very important. We are all dependent on plants only, and maybe animals. Animals again depend on plants only, indirectly. So on planet Earth, what is important of uniqueness of planet Earth is it has got 3 spheres. Which is spheres. One is the atmosphere. For example, from Earth's surface to kilometers there is air, and there is a space that is called geospace. In the space there is unseen things. Sometimes you don't see the air, but it is there. So the atmosphere is one thing very important for the planet Earth. Then we have rocks, that is called lithosphere. All the geology, whatever minerals, everything you are getting now. Everybody is after minerals only now, than men and human resources. The third is water. Of all the things, water is very precious. It is called auxiliary of life. Without water, nothing is there. Life evolved in waters. Our body, without water, nothing moves from cell to cell. So water is the most precious thing. We should be very careful. Although now we are buying water. Of course, tomorrow we may have to buy air also. But all these 3 spheres, when they join together, what has happened? A thin film of sphere on planet Earth, it is called ecosphere or biosphere. Within that biosphere, there exists the biodiversity. The thin sphere, few meters below the ground, and on the ground, under the water, above the ground, there exists life. That is the habitat for biodiversity. But what is important is here, on all these things, without any specific region, human beings have influence over it. That is called notosphere. Impact of humans are so great on geological timetable. No other animal has that such impact. So there is one era called Anthropocene. Such is the impact of humans, which they transformed the Earth's surface to the extent now we have realized that what is happening. So it is high time for us to be happy, contented with what we have, limited resources, and try to save them and protect them for a future. So coming back to the classification, in fact it is called maybe called classification. In fact it is the levels, స్థాయిలు, జీవవైవిధ్యం ఏ స్థాయిలో ఉంటుందంటే చెప్పా కదా, ఇది ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ అని చెప్పా. కాన్సెప్ట్ అంటే 3 స్థాయిలో ఉంటుందండి. ఒకటేమో జన్యు స్థాయిలో ఉంటుంది, 2 జాతులు, 3 ఆవరణ వ్యవస్థలు అంటాం, ఈకోసిస్టమ్స్, జెనెటిక్, స్పీసీస్ అండ్ ఈకోసిస్టమ్స్.
What is the differentiated between genetic level and species level, sir? How it is classified,
okay.
sir?
Thank you very much, sir. It's a very excellent question. Genetic, actually everybody, we are all because of the genetic expression only. What we have is RNA and DNA.
Okay.
The RNA evolved first than DNA. The other day we had a problem with vaccines. I was the person condemning and protesting against vaccines, honestly speaking. You can refer to my earlier talks also. Why it is so? Because RNA viruses have no medicine. They continually mutate. There is no vaccine. But of course we are all taken for a ride. That's why knowledge is more important. Knowledge is more important. We should question. Unless continuous research is there, it's not possible to stop all this catastrophes. Human introduced catastrophe is vaccine. That what we are suffering. So genetics means genes are important. Their RNA is there, DNA is there. RNA is a single stranded, DNA is double stranded. So RNA is like a male and female, and DNA like a married couple. In RNA, nothing. If something goes wrong, nobody can tell them wrong. Whereas DNA is a double helix. Anything goes wrong in the mutation or expression, the other stand, just like a ladder, నిచ్చెన ఉందనుకోండి, నిచ్చెనకి 2 రాట్లు ఉంటాయి, 2 స్టాండ్స్ అనమాట. మధ్యలో మన పిల్లలు ఉన్నట్టుగానే ఉంటారు కుటుంబంలో, వైఫ్ అండ్ హస్బెండ్కి మధ్యలో నిచ్చెన ఎక్కడానికి ఉంటాయి కదా మెట్లు. అట్లా DNA అన్నది వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ లాటర్. దట్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ 3 types ఆఫ్ మాలిక్యూల్స్ ఉంటాయండి జెనెటిక్స్. దాంట్లో 3 అంటే మీకు తెలుసు కదా, of all the chemical molecules, the products, the bioproducts, the metabolism, they are called secondary metabolites అంటారు. సెకండరీ మెటబాలైట్స్ అంటే మనం వాడే మందులు, ఆల్కలాయిడ్స్, సాపోనిన్స్, అవన్నీ వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. అదే ప్రైమరీ మెటబాలైట్స్, ప్రోటీన్స్ అన్నీ వస్తాయి. ప్రోటీన్స్ అనేవి తర్వాత సెల్యులోజెస్ ఉంటాయి, కార్బోహైడ్రేట్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఇవన్నీ పాలిమర్స్ అనమాట, చైన్ మాలిక్యూల్స్ ఉంటాయి. సెకండరీ మెటబాలైట్స్, బయోప్రొడక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ మెటబాలిజం, ప్లాంట్స్ వైజ్ యూజ్ దెమ్, కీపింగ్ దెన్ vacuoles or other parts which we humans use them as medicine, but they themselves use them as defense against herbivores. ఆకులు తినేయడానికి జంతువులు తినేస్తుంటాయి, చాలా చెట్లు ముట్టుకో వాసన వస్తాయి. అలాగే మీరు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనం రోజు తినే స్వర్గం బైకలర్ ఉందనుకోండి, జొన్న ఉందనుకోండి, ఆ జొన్న అన్నీ బాగుంటుంది, ఏం ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. జొన్న చిన్న మొక్కలు ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ మొక్కలో సైనోజెనిక్ గ్లైకోసైడ్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఈ పశువులు తిన్నాయనుకోండి చచ్చిపోతాయి పొట్టవేసి. సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా చిన్న పిల్లలు కాబట్టి చిన్న మొక్కలకి ప్రొటెక్షన్ కోసం ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అలాగే ఇవన్నీ ప్రకృతిలో ఇవన్నీ ఇన్బిల్ట్ మెకానిజమ్స్ వాళ్ళకు ఉంటాయి నేచర్లో. సో సెకండరీ మెటబాలిట్స్ ఏంటంటే కూడా మైక్రో మాలిక్యూల్స్ అంటారు. ఇక మ్యాక్రో మాలిక్యూల్స్ అంటే మన జెనెటిక్స్ గురించి మాట్లాడినప్పుడు ప్రోటీన్స్ అనమాట. అందులో కూడా 3 రకాలు ఉంటాయండి, ప్రైమరీ, సెకండరీ, టెర్షరీ, సెమాంటైడ్స్ అంటారు. ప్రైమరీ, సెకండరీ, టెర్మినరీ. అంటే ప్రైమరీ అంటే ఎక్కువ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, జెనెటిక్స్లో గొప్పతనం అంటే అవి మన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ దాచుకుంటాయి అనమాట. చిప్పులో ఉన్నట్టుగానే, మెమరీలో ఉన్నట్టుగానే నా లక్షణాలు నా పిల్లలకి వచ్చినట్టుగానే మనిషిగా పుట్టడం, కుక్కగా పుట్టడం, ఏనుగుగా పుట్టడం, కానీ అన్నీ కూడా డిఎన్ఏలో ఉంటాయి, ఆ చిప్పులో ఉంటాయి. సో ఆ మూడిట్లో ప్రైమరీ అన్నది డిఎన్ఏ అనమాట. సెకండరీ వచ్చినప్పుడు మనకి ఏంటంటే మన ప్రోటీన్స్, సెల్యులోజ్ ఇవన్నీ వచ్చి వాటిలో ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటుంది. టెర్షరీ వచ్చేసరికి సో దీన్ని జెనెటికల్లీ వీఆర్ డిస్టింక్ట్. But all Homo sapiens are same.
But genes are different.
Genes are different. Different combinations, recombinations.
Yes, okay.
So there are different individuals are there. Plant also.
Yes, sir.
They are continuously improved because of breeding.
Yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు క్లోన్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, జెనెటిక్ కాకుండా మనం వచ్చి చెట్లు ఉన్నాయి, యూకలిప్టస్ కానీ వస్తుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీరు చూడండి, మన మందార చెట్టు ఉంటుంది. మన మందార చెట్టు మన దేశాంతే కాదు, చైనా నుంచి వచ్చింది. కొమ్మ పెడతారు, దాని అంతా చీడ వస్తూ ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే దాన్ని ఇంప్రూవ్ కావట్లేదు, జెనెటిక్ జన్యు వైవిధ్యం లేదు. మనం కూడా మనమే ఉండొచ్చు క్లోన్ చేసుకుంటే, కానీ మనకి రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఉండదు, తట్టుకోలేము వచ్చేవాక. బికాస్ ఎనీథింగ్ దట్ స్టాండ్స్ సర్వైవ్స్ ది చేంజింగ్ టైమ్స్ ఓన్లీ సర్వైవ్స్ అనమాట. కాలానుగుణంగా ఏది కాన్స్టెంట్గా ఉండదండి, టైమ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ కాన్స్టెంట్. సో అన్నీ మారుతున్నప్పుడు మనం కూడా దానికి అనుగుణంగా మారకపోతే, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఉన్న ఈ సిస్టమ్స్ అన్నీ కూడా ఒకప్పుడు లేవు. క్లాసులో నోట్లో మాట్లాడేది చాక్ పీస్ కూడా లేదు. ఈరోజు ఇంత స్థాయికి వచ్చామంటే దానికి అడాప్ట్ అయ్యగలిగితేనే మనం చేయగలుగుతాం. సో మొక్కలు కూడా అలా అడాప్ట్ అవుతాయి అన్నమాట. సో స్పీసీస్ డైవర్సిటీ అంటే మంచిగా అడిగారు. స్పీసీస్ డైవర్సిటీ అంటే దీని ఒక అగైన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అండి. మనకి ఏమీ తెలియనప్పుడు మనం మనుషులే దేవుడే సృష్టించినప్పుడు ఈవెన్ లినియస్ కూడా తను ఈజ్ ఏ గుడ్ క్రిస్టియన్. ఈ బిలీవ్డ్ ఇన్ క్రియేషన్ ఓన్లీ. దో హీ వాజ్ అ సైంటిస్ట్, he thought that everything was created, and he was given birth to discover, describe and name plants and biological organisms. ఆయన అదే చేసిన పెట్టుకున్నాడు. నేను పుట్టింది ఎందుకంటే మొక్కలు, జంతువులు, రాళ్ళు, రప్పులు అన్నీ కనిపెట్టి వాళ్ళు పేర్లు పెట్టాలి అని అనుకున్నాడు. అలా జరిగిపోయింది. అంటే మనం డివియేట్ కావద్దు, కానీ అతను చాలా అది ట్రూ క్రిస్టియన్ అనమాట. సో దాని తర్వాత డార్విన్ సిద్ధాంతం వచ్చిన తర్వాత, మన ఎవల్యూషన్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత, స్పీసీస్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అంటే ఒక చిన్న కొమ్మ తీసుకుని పెడితే ఆ మొక్కగా అది రిప్రజెంట్. మనం కూడా ఫోటోలు పెడతాం కదా, కానీ మన ఫోటోలు మారుతూ ఉంటాయి చిన్నప్పుడే పెద్ద. అలాగే అలా మొక్కలు కూడా మారుతూ ఉంటాయి, కానీ ఏదో ఒకటి గుర్తు వాడతాం కదా. అలాగే వాళ్ళు ఒక హెర్బేరియం తయారు చేసి మొక్క పెట్టుకోవడం, మ్యూజియంలో జంతువు పెట్టుకోవడం, ఎఫ్ఏలో పెట్టడము, వేరే ప్రిజర్వేటివ్స్లో పెడతా ఉంటారు మ్యూజియంలో. అవి మనం దాన్ని చూసి ఇది జంతువు అని ఇదని చెప్తాం అనమాట. అలా రోజు పెట్టుకున్న తర్వాత ఎలా గుర్తు పెట్టుకోవాలని అన్నప్పుడు ఈ నమూనాలు పెట్టుకునేవాళ్ళు. తర్వాత ఏమైందంటే ఎర్నెస్ట్ మేయర్ వాళ్ళంతా వచ్చిన తర్వాత జువాలజీలో దీని బయోలాజికల్ స్పీసీస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అన్నారు. బయోలాజికల్ స్పీసీస్ అంటే ఏవైతే ఇండివిజువల్స్ ఉన్నాయో విచ్ కెన్ బ్రీడ్ ఫ్రీలీ అమంగ్ దెమ్సెల్వ్స్ అండ్ గివ్ బర్త్ టు ది చిల్డ్రన్. మనుషులు దే గివ్ బర్త్ టు చిల్డ్రన్. అలాగే గాడిదలు జంతువులు ఉంటాయి. గుర్రానికి గాడిదకి బ్రీడింగ్ కష్టం. మనం
where the gene is there, that is genetic. Where the species is there, that is of species.
అంటే స్పీసీస్ కూడా కాన్సెప్ట్ అండి. ఇది ఈ లక్షణాలు ఉంటేనే స్పీసీస్ అనేటువంటి నిర్దిష్టంగా చెప్పలేము.
డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ ద స్పీసీస్. ఓకే సార్.
ఎవల్యూషన్లో ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే కొన్ని లక్షణాలు చూస్తే ఇది అనేస్తారు, కొన్ని లక్షణాలు అనరు అనమాట. సో వీఆర్ రన్నింగ్ షార్ట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ ఎనీవే. సో ecosystem I give you definition, but before that I wanted to introduce to you the other words which are also used. Alpha, beta, gamma diversity అంటారు. ఆల్ఫా, బీటా అలాగే ABCD లాగే అన్నారు. ఆ రోజుల్లో అలా పెట్టారు. అదేంటంటే ఒక పాపులేషన్ ఉంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీ స్కూల్ స్టూడెంట్స్ దే ఆర్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ ఆల్ఫా డైవర్సిటీ అనుకోండి. ఒక టీచర్ వచ్చాడు అనుకోండి, అది కమ్యూనిటీ అవుతుంది. ఒక చెట్టు, వరి పొలం ఉంది, ప్యాడీ ఫీల్డ్ ఉంది, ఒక మామిడి తోట ఉంది, అవన్నీ పాపులేషన్స్. వేరే చెట్లు కమ్యూనిటీ. అంటే మనం హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ కూడా ఒక పాపులేషన్, ఒక కమ్యూనిటీ కానీ, ఒక రిలీజన్ కానీ, ఒక కాస్ట్ కానీ ఉంటే అది నాన్ ఫంక్షనల్. ఒక ఊర్లో అందరూ ఉంటేనే కార్యక్రమాలు జరుగుతాయి. కమ్యూనిటీ అనమాట. కమ్యూనిటీ ఈజ్ ఫంక్షనల్, పాపులేషన్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఫంక్షనల్. మేబీ ఫంక్షనల్ ఇన్ ఎ ప్యాడీ ఫీల్డ్, బట్ స్టిల్ ఇట్ రిక్వైర్స్ పాలినేటర్స్. మేబీ ఇన్ ద కేస్ ఆఫ్ ప్యాడీ మేబీ విండ్, బయోటిక్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ అనమాట. ఆల్ఫా డైవర్సిటీ, బీటా డైవర్సిటీ ఏం లేదండి. ఇప్పుడు మీ యూనివర్సిటీ దగ్గర బయలుదేరాడు, ఇక్కడ ఉన్న వాళ్ళంతా డైవర్సిటీ అనుకుంటే మా అప్పుడు కొక్కటిపల్లిలో లేకపోతే సికింద్రాబాద్, హైదరాబాద్ అన్ని మారిపోతుంటాయి. అన్నీ మారిపోతుంటాయి. గోదావరి బిగినింగ్ నుంచి ఎండిపోయిన దాకా మారిపోతుంటాయి. దాని ఆల్ఫా, బీటా అంటే ఉంటుంది. ఈ రెండు కలిపితే గామా డైవర్సిటీ అంటారు. నెక్స్ట్ దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ క్లోరోఫిల్, ఈవెన్ క్లోరోఫిల్ ఆల్సో యాంథోసైనన్స్ అండ్ బీటా సైనన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. హౌ దోస్ ద డిఫరెంట్ అన్ని రకరకాల క్లోరోఫిల్స్ కూడా యూ కెన్ క్లాసిఫై చేయొచ్చు. అలాగే ఇప్పుడు బీట్రూట్ ఉందనుకోండి, క్యారెట్ ఉందనుకో, రెండు తేడా ఉంటుంది. క్యారెట్ ఈజ్ వాటర్ సాల్యుబుల్ కాదు, బీట్రూట్ సాల్యుబుల్. మనం తినే ఆకుకూరలో నెంబర్ 1 ఇప్పుడు ఎర్ర తోటకూర తినాలి, బీటా సైనస్, బీటా గ్జాంథిన్స్ ఉంటాయి. అలాగే మీరు చాలా పిల్లలు తెలియదు, ఎర్రగా ఉండే డ్రాగన్ ఫ్రూట్ ఉందనుకోండి, డ్రాగన్ ఫ్రూట్లో తెల్లవి ఎర్రవి ఉన్నాయి. వాడేమంటాడు, తెల్లవి మంచి సార్ అంటాడు. మన సైన్స్ తెలవలేదు అనుకోండి, తెల్లవి మంచి అంటారు. తెల్లదాంతో బీటా సైనస్, బీటా గ్జాంథిన్స్ ఉండవు. How you are cheated being educated also. So next.
Okay, now that is the flora. Okay.
Then I'll try to summarize.
Yes, sir. Summarize. Okay, sir.
Because till it is 4 minutes are there.
Okay, sir. Okay, carry on, sir.
So diversity annappudu species diversity numbers are important andi.
Okay.
We have global numbers are there, that are there changing numbers are there. Because more we revise, more we try to identify. Those misidentified are corrected accordingly. The numbers are changing. The numbers and hierarchy ఉంటుంది. ఇందులో స్పీసీస్, జెనిరా, ఫ్యామిలీస్, ఆర్డర్స్ ఉంటాయి. అవన్నింటినీ కూడా మనకి పైకి మారుతూ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. ఫ్లోరా అండ్ ఫానాలో ఇండియాలో ఉండేటువంటి ఆర్గానిజమ్స్లో యాంజియోస్పర్మ్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయండి.
Angiosperms or gymnosperms, okay.
చాలా తక్కువ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట ఇండియాలో. పంజాయ్ కూడా చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి. వాటి మీద రీసెర్చ్ చేయి. చాలా ఫ్లోరా ఫానా వచ్చేసరికి మీరు చూస్తే అన్నిట్లో ఇన్సెక్ట్స్ గ్రేటెస్ట్ నెంబర్, హైయెస్ట్ నెంబర్ ఉంటాయి. తర్వాత మిగిలిన ఉంటాయి, ఫిషెస్ కూడా చాలా ఉంటాయి. అంటే వీటి వల్ల మనకి ఏం అర్థం అవుతుందంటే, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇది మీ క్యాంపస్లో చిన్న చెట్లన్నీ కూడా యాంజియోస్పర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి. మీరు స్టడీ చేసిన ఎక్కువ ఏరియాలు ఉంటాయి, అందుబాటులో ఉంటాయి, ప్రొడక్టివిటీ ఉంటుంది, యూస్ఫుల్, యాక్సెసిబుల్.
Hello.
Hello sir, my name is
Sairam. Cheppamma.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what's your question.
Pharmacogenomics and discuss the important applications of biotechnology in human health.
What please once again?
Application of biotechnology.
Pharmacogenomics, sir.
Pharmacogenomic.
I will tell you later. One more slide.
And another question, sir.
Yes.
What is combination vaccine, sir? Combination vaccine.
What is combination vaccine?
Yeah, I will tell you, my dear, this is not pharmacy and biotechnology, but I will tell you the importance of this. Only biodiversity. Okay, nothing to do with biokinetics and other things are there. Okay. Okay. Next. So this is the number of plants and animals. Next. So this is the animal diversity. You can have the numbers, birds and mammals are there. Some of them are vulnerable, some of are endangered. These numbers give you how important they are, how they need to be protected in their natural habitat or outside the habitat, which you call their on-site conservation and off-site conservation. And then juice and other things are there. Next slide. Okay. So these are microbes are there, as I know that viruses, mycoplasma, the bacteria, all there are two types of, that prokaryotes and eukaryotes. They are all very important for us, because without them there is no decomposer food chain. Quickly, next slide. So this is again the numbers of microbes. And what is important is now, because of the phylogeny, what we understand because of the genomic studies, phylogenetic studies, now we understand that who are primitive, who are not advanced. Earlier we used to study in botany, algae, fungi, all the organisms we used to study. Now all are not plants. If you see that only green algae and plants are plants, but we have different kingdoms are there. One is mycota, microorganisms are there, animalia are different, plant are different. In botany we study all these kingdoms.
They evolved at different levels. This is the T diagram of cladogram of evolution of biological organisms.
But coming to the ecosystem, what is important is that we have a pyramid where three aspects are there for even biodiversity also. Biodiversity is standing on habitats. It has got temporal aspects are there. Temporal time. So the biodiversity is not same in the past and present and future. It will be different in future also. So how we structure it is that just like in human body, you have cells, tissues, organs and human body. There also same thing is there. When you start with populations, individuals, populations when they are together they become communities. Communities they become, when you move them, they become they are part of ecosystem. So different types of ecosystems are there, and they are these ecosystems are sometimes called biomes. What is a biome? For example, biome means that includes similar ecosystems. For example, forest is to be called biome. Forest biome means all forests are not same. You say that I am protecting forest in Karimnagar district and spare the forest in Sailu, Kurnool district. It's not correct, because within the Telangana also, different teak forests are there in Hyderabad district, entirely different. Coming to the Godavari basin, teak tectona terminally are there. If you go down near Krishna basin, there you have this Albizia, Amara, other forests are there. Even the people living are also different. There you start with Adivasis like Naik forts, then Gonds, then coming down Koyas, then if you go to Sailu, they are all Chenchus. So there is a classification of everything because of the habitat and resources, people inhabiting it.
Next.
And this is just briefly I will tell you, because for want of time, because when you move away from leaf to away, how everything changes. This is called landscape level, micro level to microclimate to macroclimate, everything changes. As I said, whether you are talking about one street, one city or one district, one state, accordingly because of the scale only you talk about the importance and their biodiversity. In a small place you don't expect much diversity. Greater the area, greater diversity, because of the resources available. And I want to present this very, very important table, is that how all this biodiversity is connected. How these living organisms connected, because organisms are not same. As I said, of the planet Earth, for example, 100 grams of biomass is there. our fresh weight is there including water. 97.73% are of plants only. So plants are so great, they produce so much, there is no scarcity for food for any organism, biological organism. Only thing is human made scarcity. Okay, other problems are there. So this is all because they are all called producers. Okay. Producers are less in number. Consumers are more in number. Okay. Those which eat directly on these organisms, they are called consumers. Okay. Consumers may be primary, secondary, tertiary consumers. Okay. Just 1 minute. Just I will leave you in 2 minutes. So the consumers are important. The one more food chain is there. The three levels are there. Producers, consumers, and decomposers are there. Right. So everything becomes decomposed by the fungi and insects and others on the soil. As a result, whatever biome, fallen leaves, dead wood, everything is recycled and made available to the living organisms on their own. So ecosystems, that's why ecosystems which are natural, they are self-made, self-structured, self-regulatory, self-maintained. You are not putting water to any plants in the forest, but it is an orchard, you have to invest. Therefore, without any investment, the forest provide you so many resources. That's how the forests are so important, because they offer several services. Next slide. So this is anyway, there are so many types of ecosystems. Forest ecosystem is there. Then we have the savannas are there, grasslands are there. Grassland means full of grass.
Terrestrial and aquatic.
First of all, basically ecosystems are two kinds. On land, they are called terrestrial ecosystems. Yes. In waters. On the land, you have these forests and the grasslands, savannas. And these are the three things.
These are all terrestrial
ecosystems. Yes, semi-aquatic ecosystem means fresh waters are there. They are living. There are two types, lentic and lotic. Okay, the ponds, standing waters are there, running waters are there. Okay. Rivers are different, ponds are different. Okay. Reservoirs are different. Then saline waters means marine ecosystem. Again, in between these two ecosystems, we have wetlands and estuaries.
Okay, one more.
Mangrove ecosystems. Yes, mangroves are there. Yes. So all they have so much of diversity. Okay. All of them are very important. Okay, the uses of biodiversity comes with all of them put together. Okay. Next slide. So these are how these forests are there, where they are there, how they are, what is the next slide, how these forests are important for us, how they are resourceful, because they are important, not only provide you food and shelter, fuel, fiber, reagents, gums, medicines. Besides that, you are also they are maintaining, conserving soil. They are responsible for precipitation of rains and soil conservation. The rivers are live because of the forests only. And whatever you are getting biogeochemicals, these are all important. Then there are threats also for the ecosystems. Next slide. There are a number of threats because you are deforestating them, you are mining, you are polluting them. There is urbanization, converting all the forests. Now in India also now the same problem. Most of the forests are devoted for mining. What is going to happen to our forests? Because we will be, our rivers will die. Once our rivers will die, cities will die. Whatever water, forget about irrigation, drinking water is also may not be possible. Lastly, to summarize, next slide, because we are running short of time, my good colleague already have taken few minutes. In nutshell, I introduced to you the concept of biodiversity. Now we will discuss the other part, what is conservation, what is in situ, ex situ conservation. Now I hand over the mic to give to Dr. Sailu. Thank you very much, Ramakrishna garu.
Well, thank you, sir.
Dr. Sailu garu.
Nice. What is biodiversity? What is types of levels of biodiversity, sir? So now one more expert, sir. What is the importance of biodiversity? How to protect the biodiversity?
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So thanks to university for this opportunity. So sir has given a lot of ideas about the biodiversity, but to make it cut short, so we have genetic biodiversity, species biodiversity and ecosystem biodiversity we discussed, but we are all living organisms, we call them as biodiversity. Wherever like if you go to different ecosystems, the diversity is variety. There are a lot of varieties also there in the diversity, but here my point, how to protect, how to conserve the biodiversity is important topic here now. So as an individual, we need to take care of every organism, like wherever it is, you are like in urban areas, maybe in the rural areas, or maybe you are sitting in somewhere like in the building. So you need to have the conscious about the biodiversity, so that in future generation you can evolve this system and they will also practice this biodiversity conservation, because lot of biodiversity is vanishing before its identification or recording. So far we have identified like 8 million species on this globe, but we need to identify, this is only 10% as scientists says. So 90% of the species we need to identify them in future but we have seen like Kerala, in Western Ghats, in even Himalayas, some of the places like where the biodiversity existing, it's vanishing without its identification. So we need to be careful about the biodiversity conservation, because we are part of the nature and we are the custodian of the biodiversity. So we have given sovereign rights over biological resources under the Biodiversity Act 2002. It's very clearly mentioned that every individual we need to protect the biodiversity. So and in India we talk about Indian biodiversity, as sir has mentioned, lot of biodiversity documented. So we will see that also the number. Sir, and why? Yeah.
Sir, what is the main cause of loss in biodiversity, sir?
Yeah, there is a slide I have just kept here. I'll just go to that. There are a lot of things happening on this earth. So you can see habitat destruction.
Okay, sir.
So in everywhere, like in the urbanization, and even you go to agriculture. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Amma.
Sir, I am a doubt, sir.
చెప్పండి.
ప్రపంచీకరణ నేపథ్యంలో జీవ వైవిధ్యాన్ని పరిరక్షించడంలో ప్రభుత్వాలు ఏ మేరకు కృషి చేస్తున్నాయి, అదేవిధంగా అకాడమిక్లో ఎంతవరకు వర్క్ జరుగుతుంది?
వెరీ గుడ్ బాబు, వెరీ గుడ్, మంచి క్వశ్చన్ వేసిన. ప్రపంచీకరణ జరుగుతున్న నేపథ్యంలో
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ
ప్రభుత్వాలు ఏ రకంగా జీవ వైవిధ్యాన్ని కాపాడుతున్నాయి అని అడుగుతున్నాడు.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. I'll just cut short for your answer. Very simple answer. Now, like before 1992, there is no the concept called biodiversity conservation, but UN they have decided, ఐక్యరాజ్య సమితి మీకు తెలిసి ఉండొచ్చు. సో ఐక్యరాజ్య సమితి 1990 కన్వెన్షన్ ఆన్ బయాలజికల్ డైవర్సిటీ, అందులో ఏం చేశారంటే ఆల్ కంట్రీస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో బయోడైవర్సిటీ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ ఉందో ఆ కంట్రీస్ అన్నీ కూడా సిగ్నేటరీ అయ్యాయి అన్నమాట. సో సిగ్నేటరీ చేయడానికి కూడా సిబిడి చాలా ప్రయత్నించింది. సో ఇప్పుడు నౌ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 190+ కంట్రీస్ సిగ్నేటరీ అయ్యాయి బయోడైవర్సిటీ కన్జర్వేషన్ చేయడానికి. సో ఇండియా ఆల్సో పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది సిగ్నేటరీ. సో అందుకని ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ మనము May 22 రోజు ఇంటర్నేషనల్ బయోడైవర్సిటీ డే సెలబ్రేట్ చేస్తాము. అండ్ ఈ సిబిడిలో ఎవ్రీ 2 ఇయర్స్కి కాప్ అనే ఒక ఈవెంట్ జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. ఎవ్రీ 2 ఇయర్స్కి ఒక్కొక్క కంట్రీని సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. అక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుందంటే ఈ ప్రపంచీకరణ జరిగేటప్పుడు ఎలాంటి థ్రెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి బయోడైవర్సిటీకి అనే టాపిక్స్ మీద క్లియర్ కట్గా డిస్కషన్ జరుగుతుంది. అండ్ దే విల్ పాస్ ద రెజల్యూషన్స్.
ఓకే సార్.
ఆ తీర్మానం అనేది ప్రతిపాదించి ఆ కంట్రీ ఏం చేయబోతుంది నెక్స్ట్ 10 ఇయర్స్లో. సో ఇప్పుడు మనం చూసినట్టయితే ఒక డికేడ్గా డివైడ్ చేస్తారు. ఈ డికేడ్ని 2020 to 2030 వరకు ఎకోసిస్టమ్ రెస్టారేషన్ అనేది ఒక డికేడ్గా వాళ్ళు ప్రతిపాదించారు. సో ఏ ఎకోసిస్టమ్ అయినా కూడా ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయాలి ఈ 190 కంట్రీస్. సో అనేది మ్యాండేటరీ పెట్టారు. ఆ మ్యాండేటరీ ప్రకారం వాళ్ళు సంతకాలు కూడా చేశారు. వీఆర్ అగ్రీ, వీఆర్ రెడీ టు డూ దిస్ అని చెప్పేసి
ప్రభుత్వాలన్నీ పాలసీస్ అన్ని కూడా ఎప్పుడప్పుడు ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాయి. బట్ వాటిని మనం ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్.
సో ఎగ్జాక్ట్ పాయింట్, ప్రపంచీకరణం జరుగుతున్న ఈ లేటెస్ట్ ట్రెండ్స్ ఏదైతే వస్తున్నాయో అందుకని ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ ఆఫ్ పార్టీస్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది. సో హైదరాబాద్ లో కూడా కాన్ఫరెన్స్ ఆఫ్ పార్టీస్ అని జరిగింది 2012లో. సో అప్పుడు అన్ని కంట్రీస్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాయి. ప్రెసిడెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ కంట్రీ దే కేమ్ అండ్ అక్కడ ప్రతిపాదించిన రెజల్యూషన్ అన్నింటికి కూడా వాళ్ళు సంతకం చేయడం జరిగింది. సో దట్ దే ఆర్ అగ్రీయింగ్ దట్ దే విల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ ది
బయోడైవర్సిటీ.
సో అందులో ఎవ్రీ ఐటమ్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. వెట్ ల్యాండ్స్ కొరకు వాట్ ఈజ్ యువర్ కన్జర్వేషన్ పార్ట్. సో ఈవెన్ అగ్రికల్చర్ హౌ యూ విల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్, అండ్ ఈవెన్ ఫర్ క్లైమేట్ రెగ్యులేషన్.
అంటే బయోడైవర్సిటీని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయాలంటే గవర్నమెంట్స్ ఎప్పటికప్పుడు రూల్స్ అండ్ రెగ్యులేషన్స్ పాస్ చేసేస్తూ ఉంటున్నాయి. వాటిని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసేటువంటి ఒక బాధ్యత ఒక హ్యూమన్ గా అందరిపైన కూడా కలిగి ఉండి దాన్ని ప్రొటెక్షన్ చేసుకుంటేనే. సో వీఆర్ సర్వైవ్. ఎస్ సార్. ఎస్ టెల్ మీ. Yes, tell me.
Sir, myself Varsha and I have one doubt, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, what are the main reasons for decline of biodiversity in our country?
So main reasons I would say there are almost 20 reasons, but major 3 I can say: the land destruction, deforestation, and invasive alien species. So they are like damaging the biodiversity.
Okay.
Thanks, sir. And how can it be prevented?
How we can prevent? It's individual responsibility, and governments also positive on this, though they are making different policies, like you have seen declaring heritage sites and declaring biodiversity hotspots, and also declaring this biosphere reserves, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries. These are like a genome centers, like one we can talk like it's a library, because lot of diversity exists there. So we are protecting, and we are also enacting the different acts to protect those biodiversity. So these measures already taken, and also Government of India, Ministry of Environment and Forest, Climate Change, and other departments also, who are like immediate stakeholders. So they are part of these legislations. So they are protecting. If it is like you talk about mangrove, so mangrove restoration is happening, forest restoration is happening, and also the wetland conservation is happening, wildlife protection is happening, forest conservation is happening, reducing, and also the latest technologies like AI also used in protecting biodiversity, like monitoring the biodiversity in the forest, even outside, whenever it is moving outside. So that AI cameras is placed in the different location, so that they are monitoring the wildlife movement. So like lot of threats you might have seen, road kills, rail kills. So now the latest technology using, and we are placing the cameras, AI cameras, to monitor the elephants, tigers when they are crossing the different lines, roads and railway and other places, so that they will get the sense, and they immediately take the action to protect the biodiversity.
Okay, sir. Very good, sir. Nice, sir. Yes. So next what?
So
One minute. Hello.
హలో సార్, నమస్తే సార్.
చెప్పమ్మా.
నా పేరు చిత్కళ సార్.
ఎస్
సార్, జీవన వైవిధ్యం మన పర్యావరణ సమతుల్యతను ఎలా సహాయపడుతుంది?
వన్స్ అగైన్ మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి అడగమ్మా.
జీవన వైవిధ్యం పర్యావరణ సమతుల్యతకు ఎలా సహాయపడుతుంది?
జీవ వైవిధ్యము పర్యావరణ సమతుల్యానికి ఎలా సహాయపడుతుంది?
Exactly. So I'll come to the slide. I'll give this slide. It's very important slide. It's easy to understand also. This is the ecosystem services.
Okay.
So there are 4 types of ecosystem services. That is our Jeevana Vaividyam. So when you have these services, you will survive. Like you could take about provisioning services. The diversity, the biodiversity is giving different provisions to you, like your goods, food, and even fodder, fuel, whatever we are getting from this, we are taking medicines. Everything we are getting.
Everything is gives to the biodiversity.
Biodiversity is giving to.
Yes.
So that's why mana jeevanam కొనసాగుతుంది.
దానిపైన
సో ఈ బయోడైవర్సిటీ లేనట్టయితే మనం we cannot survive on this.
Okay.
So these are the services, 4 services you can refer, and you can read these services. They have defined very clearly, and they are more values also.
Yes.
So if you evaluate each ecosystem service that we are getting, example oxygen, if you go to hospital, the cost of the oxygen cylinder you are getting freely from the nature, from the forest. So you just calculate, that is what we have. And if you are taking food, whatever the medicine you are taking, the cost of the medicine, you value it, that is a value of the biodiversity.
Yes.
So if you value whole India,
biodiversity gives the foods and medicine and oxygens and nature, everything is coming by the
trees
nature.
Taking carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. That is carbon sequestration is now trending. Now the carbon credits, carbon estimations happening, and countries, the industry is coming forward to give fund for carbon sequestration.
Because we are releasing
so
more
those
and more
who
carbon
have
dioxide.
good forest covers in India, forest growth, or you can growing stock, you will have the huge amount on these resources. So India is one among them. It is one among the 17 diversified countries among the world. It has huge diversity. We have 4 biodiversity hotspots. We have more than hundreds of national parks. We have wildlife sanctuaries. Many things. We are holding that. So that means we have a gold mine.
Yes. Any
Continue.
yes, continue, sir. Next.
Continue.
Yeah, these are the national parks. So I'll just come here, see the how to protect them. We need to understand the threats.
Okay.
So these threats are damaging the biodiversity. You see biodiversity hotspots.
హలో,
గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ సార్.
గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్. చెప్పమ్మా,
సార్ సందేహం సార్.
చెప్పండి. ఎస్ ఎస్ అడగచ్చు.
జీవ వనరుల రక్షణకు, పర్యావరణ పరిరక్షణకు మహాత్మా గాంధీ ఏ విధంగా ఆలోచించడం జరిగింది?
ఏంటండి జీవావరణ? మళ్ళొకసారి.
జీవ వనరుల పరిరక్షణకు,
జీవావరణ పరిరక్షణకు
మహాత్మా గాంధీ ఏ విధంగా సూచనలు సలహాలు ఇచ్చారు?
మహాత్మా గాంధీ ఇచ్చినటువంటి ఒక సూచనలు.
మనకి కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్ని లేవు ఆ రోజు. పోరాడం, స్వతంత్రము, తినడానికి తిండి, వంటికి బట్ట కావాలన్నారు. కానీ గాంధీ గారు ఒకటి చెప్పారు, బాబు, దెర్ ఈజ్ ఎనఫ్ ఫర్ ద నీడీ పీపుల్ బట్ నాట్ టు ద గ్రీడీ పీపుల్ అన్నారు. అప్పటికి ఆయనకి ఇవన్నీ లేవు, అంత టైం లేదు పాపం. ఈ లోపలనే ఆయన వెళ్ళిపోయారు. గాంధీ గారి పర్యావరణం గురించి కన్నా మన స్వతంత్రం కోసము, స్వావలంబన కోసము, మనం డెవలప్ కావడానికి అన్నీ చేసి వెళ్ళిపోయారు. అది అంతకంటే మనం దాని రెండింటికి ముడిపెట్టలేము అన్నమాట.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I'll just talk about access and benefit sharing. So this is very interesting topic. It is now evolved from the CBD only, Convention on Biological Diversity. This talks about Nagoya Protocol. It's a Nagoya Protocol. Now almost 100 plus countries signed the agreement that any country want to use the biodiversity. Like we have onions, we have different diversity. If we want to sell it to other country, or we want to export different medicines, so this protocol is must, and it is required permission from the government, every levels. It is there at gram panchayat level, it is there at mandal level, district level, and state level, and national level. Like a country want, like Ethiopia, Sudan want to take some seeds from India, they need to take from the permission from the Biodiversity Act. So India, we have 3 tier system, so they need to take the permission, and they have to give the benefit sharing on the turnover, because they sell it. Like the biodiversity which is very important, like one example is Ongol bull, it's very famous, and also red sanders. They are very costly and very important for us, so we need to protect. That is a kind of value, so that in future we can export this, but it should be in a sustainable utilization. There is a clear cut definition given under the CBD. 3 major objectives clearly mentioned for every country. One is biodiversity conservation, second is sustainable use of biological resources, and the third one is share the benefits among the utilization of the bioresource when you are using commercial. So sustainable use also very important, and when you are using to protect the biodiversity, and at least they have to share something so that it will go for conservation. Again it comes to the first objective. So like Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, these are the entities, companies using biodiversity for making different products, but tomorrow if more production happens, so biodiversity will vanish. So that's why the third condition they kept, that if you are using, share some benefits from your business, then the money will go for the conservation of the first objective. And the second objective, as a citizen of India, we need to protect the biodiversity, we need to use in a sustainable manner. Don't exploit. Whatever need, you use it, but
whatever,
don't exploit it.
Yes, that's important, sir.
Don't. That is main thing for everybody, and we need to also we need to communicate this to every sector.
Yes.
Agriculture, horticulture, even fishery.
Sir,
if we are doing lot of export,
మనకి ఎంతవరకు అవసరం ఉందో అంతవరకే వాడుకోవాలి. సో దాని నెక్స్ట్ అనేటువంటి దాన్ని ఏదైనా మనం నెక్స్ట్ దాన్ని డిస్ట్రాయ్ చేయకూడదు. Yes sir. Next sir.
And even wood also.
Yes.
Like we need wood for furniture, but think about alternatives. If we are cutting regularly wood for furniture, so tomorrow there is no forest. Then you will not get oxygen, because carbon sequestration happens through forest.
Okay sir.
So that's why in Telangana, if you see other states under Green India Mission, so lot of this greenery is going on. So even urban biodiversity parks are developing for like cities, so that you will get oxygen. That's a concept now coming. So we need to support them, the government. We need to support government, whatever the concept coming, and it should be discussed at every level, school, college,
Yes.
research, and as a university you do research. So what is the carbon sequestration value? So how much we are getting? So if you calculate that,
and we can make a policy and we can discuss with the policymakers.
Next.
And invasive alien species, in the diversity, why we are losing our actual diversity, native flora, fauna, we are losing because of this invasive alien species. Because everywhere it is there. If you see in wetlands, there is tilapia. Tilapia fish, it eats the native fishes. So that our native diversity will go and we will lose that native diversity.
so we should not encourage invasive alien species. And coming to the flora, that is again fauna, but coming to the flora,
Flora is
yeah, lantana, then prosopis, parthenium, these are damaging our native flora, because we get medicines from the macroflora, that is native flora. Medicinal plants are very, but these invasive alien species, they are killing our native biodiversity. We should not encourage exotics, we should not encourage invasive species. So even like conocopus, if somebody planting, somebody using or for the greenery purpose, we should not encourage. We have varieties, we have, you have sir has mentioned, no, we have thousands of floral diversity. If you see mango, we have more than 300, 400 varieties in India, mango varieties. And we have brinjals, 5,000 varieties of brinjals are there. Why again we need BT brinjal? Not required. So we have diversified foods also, wild foods available, vegetable, everything is available. So we are rich, biodiversity rich country. And there is one scientist mentioned in the conference, COP, one of the COP, like the countries who are holding the biodiversity and who are protecting the biodiversity, they are called diversity rich, but they are called like they are sensitive about biodiversity. That's why biodiversity survives.
Okay.
So why it is important? Again, one point I would say, whatever we are enjoying today, the biodiversity, it is given by our previous generations, and we have a responsibility that we have to give back to the new coming generation. That's why biodiversity conservation is needed. Otherwise we will lose. So if you use it today and your generation will use everything and you clear it, but what about your coming generation, your children, what they will eat? Are they eat this all chemical food? No, because they need also the right, because they also having right to enjoy that diversity. So that's why we need to use in a sustainable way, so that we have to pass on to next generation.
Next generations.
And there is one more thing, very trending and very, very important, and we are discussing in the policy levels, encroachment. The forest or government lands, encroachment is happening, especially forest land. So if we lose forest land, then what about forests? So we destroy forests, and in the name of zoom cultivation or shifting cultivation, or in the name of urbanization, or in the name of survival of the human being, so we are damaging, we are encroaching different lands, different ecosystem. That should not happen. We have to be cautious about this. So then only we will get back everything, because everybody now thinking about they want to live in the village, they want to go for tourism, ecotourism, they want to see different forests, and they want to at least get ready for different thinkings. So that will come from the forest, because it is needed. So if you go to different forest areas, you will have more ideas instead of sitting in the concrete jungle like Hyderabad. So we have to be very conscious about that. And climate change and global warming is alerting us. If we lose biodiversity, definitely we will get different issues at every level. Like a human being, you will get different diseases because of climate change, because climate change, like different pollution happens, different things happening, air pollution, water pollution, sound pollution, all will again falls on human body. So, and we have different legal provisions to protect the biodiversity, and we have Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and we have Biodiversity Act 2002.
We have enough facts.
We have enough facts now. Only thing we have to follow.
Okay.
We have to abide
Yes.
by the act, because you see more than 390 FPs, non-timber forest produce.
Okay.
That includes medicinal plants. We are using, like you are eating ice cream. So what is the composition of ice cream? It's again custard apple pulp or different pulps from the forest. Naturals, whatever you are getting the ice cream, it is custard apple pulp. So custard apple is anti-FP.
Yes.
So if you are not protecting custard apple trees, so you will not get ice cream.
Yes.
So whatever juices you are drinking, so that is again biodiversity. So
Whatever-
these are
whatever-
called anti-FP.
Yes, whatever we are using, everything is coming in
Yes.
our forest and
And
biodiversity.
every human being thinks that after like exams, they want to go for a tourism.
Yes.
So
ecotourism.
tourism is one of the economy for India.
Yes.
So you go to
ecotourism.
different places, you see, so we'll get a good economy for the nature.
Yes.
So that money will be converted for conservation. So you visit and you spend money for that, and individually don't destroy the areas whenever you go to the areas like forests, and don't carry plastics and don't dump anything, and be cautious about the biodiversity. Okay, that's what biodiversity conservation.
Next.
Individually.
Give us 2 minutes.
Yeah, and we have right, we have sovereign rights under Biological Diversity Act, even under Forest Act. We have Forest Rights Act, and also we have under biodiversity we have sovereign right. Every human can enjoy, eat, or use it, but it is in a sustainable. You have that right. That saying that, so sir, we will protect, we will save it, but how to enjoy? You enjoy, but it is in a sustainable manner.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the slide which I kept here, I'll share this slide. It's very important how individual can
Yes, sir.
be part of the conservation. So it is clearly mentioned,
Yes, sir.
don't use tissue papers.
Yes.
Because see, if you use tissue papers, again you are cutting the trees. And plant a sapling during your birthday, during your marriage day, marriage anniversary. So whenever you have functions, distribute plant saplings.
Yes. Yes.
That's a kind of conservation.
Yes.
And don't use plastic. Use only cloth bags. Plastic is damning. So, and join with the force.
So we have forces to protect biodiversity, protect forests, protect wildlife.
Okay.
You can be part of those force.
Then you can individually conserve the biodiversity. Yeah.
Yes. Next.
Yeah.
We wish to conclude by summarizing what we put forth before you. My dear students, the purpose of this lesson included in your syllabus is that we are more accountable and responsible to protect our biodiversity. And as a citizens of India, and with better understanding of what is called biodiversity, then only we can protect. If you do not know our indigenous biodiversity, we cannot never protect it. So you must know what is the Indian elephant and what is the African elephant. What are our indigenous plants? For example, Girijan Corporation, Deccan, they are selling millets.
So what I wish you is that whenever you are going to buy a market, you buy our indigenous plant products. For example, నేరేడు పళ్ళు ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, రేగిపళ్ళు ఉన్నాయి, మామిడికాయలు ఉన్నాయి. ఇది తీసినప్పుడు చాయిస్లో if you go on 50%, you go and use them. It will not only helps you because they are more nutritious, they are native, your intestine easily accommodate them than any other thing which are being purchased or genetically modified objects. Most of them, for example, corn ఉండేది ఇది exotic, but still sweet corn తినేస్తుంటారు. దాని బదులు జొన్నలు ఉన్నాయి, రాగులు ఉన్నాయి, మిల్లెట్స్ అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి. వీటిని బదులు మనం రైస్ కానీ వీటి కానీ అన్నిట్లో కూడా అంటే దేర్ మోర్ షుగర్స్, మోర్ స్టార్చ్ దాన్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఎల్స్. సో వాట్ ఈజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఈజ్ దట్ you should know your resources. You have to protect. Government is you are the government, you are the students. When you go to any place, any temple, anywhere, don't pollute them.
Yes.
Don't throw any plastics. You carry a plastic bag or some other bag with you. Keep all those bottles, water bottles, everything, bring them back.
Yes.
Put them in a dustbin. That you also see that even if it is there, you collect them. Then you try to protect. You also warn what are the exotic plants, what are Indian plants, what are invasive plants. You have to responsibility to see that they are removed, or you bring them to the notice of the government, concerned government. For example, Hyderabad is okay. When we studied even 20 years back also, where it is everything is green, no problem. But when we see what is equity, ఏ చెట్టు ఎన్నిసార్లు ఉంది, ఎన్ని రకాల చెట్లు ఉన్నాయి,
చివరగా సార్ మనం బయోడైవర్సిటీని మనం ప్రొటెక్షన్ చేసేసుకోవాలి. ఎందుకంటే సార్ బయోడైవర్సిటీని హ్యూమన్ కనుక కాపాడుకుంటే అది మనల్ని కాపాడుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ any deforestation,
we are also part of biodiversity.
Yes, we are also
not
part
different.
of the
We are among the part species.
Thank you sir, thank you, nice
Thank
explanation
you.
of in biodiversity
Thank
of
you,
concept
all the-
and everything is sir. So thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And
Thank you,
Raju
Ramakrishna
sir and
garu.
Sailu sir,
Thank you.
thank you.
వెల్కమ్ టు TSAT. ఇండియన్ జాగ్రఫీలో భాగంగా మల్టీపర్పస్ ప్రాజెక్టులు అనే టాపిక్ చర్చించడం జరుగుతుంది. దేశంలో